coast to the mile-high Lost Plateau, somewhere in Venezuela, South America. When Jack and Dot finished climbing the great rope net, they traveled across the friendly prairie land until darkness, when Jeremiah the Hermit built his fire, and then went into the bushes and presently returned with the freshly killed carcass of a small animal, which looked like a cross between a possum and a kangaroo. Cooked over the campfire, the meat was white and tender and succulent. And now, having eaten, the boys relaxed in front of the embers of the fire.
Oh, boy, that's what we've been through today. I could lay my head back and sleep like a baby.
Oh, listen, my boy. That's what night's for. I can do with a night of sleep myself.
Jeremiah, tell me something.
Whenever you start out that way, you think maybe I can't answer you. But go ahead, Jack. Go ahead.
This 1,000-foot level plateau we're on now, the animals on it are distinctly of some ancient period in history.
That's right. Yes, sir. No doubt about it.
Yet they're not anything like the animals we saw up on the Great Plateau itself.
True.
Well, I've been wondering if there's any design to this. I mean, in different places, we seem to find a different period in the history of animal life. And the same thing applies to human life. This afternoon, while we were climbing that spider web up the face of the cliff, we looked across and saw the cliff dwellers. Last time we were up here, we saw the ape men. And in another place, we saw signs of more advanced men. What I want to know is, what's the meaning of all this up here?
That I do not know. But as to the life on this plateau, I can tell you this much. The higher intelligence has taken it upon itself to perpetuate and keep to itself plant, animal, and human life in its various forms down through the history of the world.
You mean they're actually living every stage of man's development from the beginning of the human being?
And the same with animal life and plant life. The table land we have crossed today represents a definite period in the history of the world.
Yes, we've seen strange animals and plants, but nothing of human life.
Somewhere on this plateau is man in some stage of his development. If I'm not mistaken, man was a very meager creature in this particular era.
Oh, you don't know what period we're in.
I do not. But I must tell you that this whole great plateau is one vast museum of natural history. It's being kept for a complete record of the world, when all men shall be ready to receive such information.
This higher intelligence doesn't seem to think that we're ready yet.
Does it seem likely, with the world outside spending every bit of its time and effort and wealth and intelligence in finding new and more gruesome ways of destroying each other?
Yes, I get your point.
But you think the world's ever going to be any better than it is?
I cannot say for that, but as it will grow better, or it will finally destroy itself completely.
And then what?
When the last two civilized people out there in the world today have finally clawed each other to death, then I think it is likely that the higher intelligence will probably loose some of their finer specimens of mankind into the outer world and start a newer and better breed of human beings.
It's very interesting. In other words, this Lost Plateau may be the place from which a new race of mankind will germinate sometime in the future.
As it has done in the past.
What's this?
How do you suppose the world was repopulated after the great continent of Atlantis sank beneath the ocean? Who do you suppose gave human life a new start after the continent of Wu was obliterated? Who gave man a new start when the great flood mentioned in the Bible swept human life from the earth?
You mean each time the higher intelligence up here on the Lost Plateau planted new humans on the earth?
The seed of man, like the seed of any cultivated crop, grows weak and puny and sterile in time and must be renewed from somewhere.
Doggone, Jack. Can you imagine lying out here by a campfire under the sky full of stars and listening to stuff like that?
Well, the monk who came to us and made the deal for this expedition said we were destined to come up here. He said our visit had been foretold in the stars long before we knew we were coming.
Yes, he said so. You can put your mind to rest. That is so.
You believe in foretelling the future by astrologers?
Yes. Astrology is something people in the outside world monkey with and don't know what they're doing. So mostly I wouldn't put much faith in it myself.
Well, they claim to read the stars.
Claiming it and doing it are a couple of different matters. Those in the higher place claim nothing. They say nothing. They just go ahead and tell you what's going to happen when it's to your best advantage to know.
Just who are these folks in the high place, Jeremiah?
I have never seen them.
Was this emissary that come to see us in Hollywood one of them?
I should judge from what you say that He might be some very important wise man on the outer fringe of the high place.
Oh, you're sort of a office boy, you might say.
Like that.
Jeremiah, look up there in the furnace.
Hey, somebody in a white robe. They're coming this way.
Great deal, now what?
You know who it is?
It's that minx of a girl in Uganda.
What sure is Uganda? Hi, honey. Where the heck did you come from, and what are you doing?
You see here, Uganda.
Of course we'll help Uganda. What do you want us to do?
Now, just a minute, Uganda. I have my definite orders.
Well, you don't have to beg me, Doctor, to keep out of this. If I want to help Uganda,
This is between Uganda and Jeremiah. Let him talk.
You haven't told us what it is you want, Uganda.
Airplane.
Airplane? No such things are allowed over the Great Plateau.
What happened, Uganda?
what the heck's a pteranodon?
A giant flying reptile.
Parachute.
You can't do that, Uganda. You know you can't do that.
You mean you picked up a full-grown man and carried him?
That is forbidden.
Just a minute, Jeremiah. From what Uganda says, it sounds to me like this might be a flyer from my own country. If he's hurt, we ought to do what we can for him.
He was not supposed to be over the Great Plateau. Having been brought to Earth, he must be turned over to those in the high place. I wonder quite right, Uganda. You're a young spirit, a headstrong soul. You have many lives to live before you will be trusted.
Well, Jeremiah, what time can there be in offering you leave? If for some reason it must be turned over to some authority later, why can't it be done then?
Yeah, why don't we stand here arguing for now?
No, please take me for an old fool. How far is this place?
I'll walk up ahead with you, honey.
Don't be fired with a woman to make trouble.
Oh, don't take it so big, Jeremiah.
I'm taking everything. No wonder I've never been allowed to live on the high plains. Always led around by the nose. The Hermit of San Felipe Atabapo, I'm the Hermit of San Felipe Atabapo, I'll always be.
Well, I wouldn't say that's such a hard slice of it offhand. Well, I didn't realize there was a lake this close to our camp.
Yes, hidden by the grim bushes.
Jack, come this way.
Huh? What's the matter? Where's your gun?
Jack, she said, take off your clothes and follow me. There'll be other clothes for you down below. And then she dropped off this white robe and dived straight down into the lake. She did what? Look, here's a robe to prove it. She's been gone for 2-3 minutes now. She must have gone somewhere.
Here. Jeremiah, what are you doing?
This roaming.
Did you going to dive into that lake?
You boys were the ones who were so keen on following Uganda. Well, so all right. Grip off and let's follow her.
Honest to my grandma. Hey, Jamie, you are. Don't want you.
Now, what are we supposed to expect at the bottom of this lake?
There must be some place fit for human habitation down there.
Bottom of the lake?
Sounds like a hangout for a school of mermaids.
Just where did she die from, Doc?
Right where you're standing, almost exactly.
Very well. Follow me down.
Well, Uganda and Jeremiah can dive into a pitch black lake in the middle of the night. What are we waiting for?
Midnight on one of the lower levels of the western approach to the mile-high Lost Plateau, somewhere in Venezuela. South America. The good Uganda had entered the great caverns of the lost river of Bum Future with Jack and Doc and the hermit Jeremiah, and then had vanished within the midnight labyrinth. When Uganda returned, she was breathless and excited. She had a story to tell. An airplane had flown over and had been attacked by one of the great flying prehistoric reptiles. The pilot parachuted to Earth, but had been injured in landing. He was young and exciting, and instead of putting him in the hands of the higher intelligence, Uganda hid him away. Now she's come to Jeremiah for help. Jeremiah was angry, but he and the boys followed her through the night to the edge of a lake lying dark and mysterious under the stars. Without a word, Uganda dropped her robe from her shoulders, dived deep into the lake. Jeremiah grumbled, but he did likewise. That left Jack and Doc standing on the bank alone.
Jack, I sure do hate leaving my clothes just laying here on the bank, seeing they're just about the only clothes I've got down this part of the world.
Be all right if Jeremiah and Uganda wouldn't let their robes behind.
Okay, what can I lose? You want I should go first?
If you want to, be sure and dive from the same spot they stood.
Yeah. I wonder how deep it is.
But Jeremiah took a long, deep dive, I can tell that much.
Yeah, so did Uganda. Okay, just go to the base, boy.
I dived into a black lake in the dark. What a light. Well, Doc should be in the cave by now. This is as good a time as any.
Came up into the cave. She gave me orders to wait for you two while she went ahead to her precious young man from the outside.
There she is. We're coming, Uganda.
Yes, because the young man is again conscious and wishes to talk to you.
What's that she says?
Young man's awake and wishes to talk to us.
We'll talk to him. Don't let him worry about that. We'll talk to him like a tough uncle.
Oh, Jeremiah. Jeremiah is wonderful. Now that he is conscious, has a sparkle in his back and is even more charming than I suppose.
Oh, Glenda, how can you be talking like that?
And how could I help it? He is so handsome. And when he looks at me, I think the whole world is going to fall in upon me.
Uganda, don't tell me you're gone and got love at first sight.
Love? But of course I have love for the whole world.
Listen to her.
But I do not understand. I am well beloved by those who know me, by the birds and the animals, and I am happy with my love for them.
Well, that's something else again.
Well, don't see here, Doctor.
No, it's not.
You'll be wanting you just glad to hear the suffering of your heart. You want that?
No.
Then stop making the thoughts that are within you pour out of your mouth.
But he is back. He is far back so that he does not hear what we are saying.
That doesn't mean he can't creep up in the darkness.
Oh, no, Jeremiah, he is hurt. He cannot hold without great pain. Come, I'll bring you to it.
Is he hurt bad?
That I could not tell.
What's made a bad landing with the parachute?
I've made him as comfortable as it is possible.
If you can't be moving to the top of the
No,
toad,
it's not out of his mouth.
then the punishment will be on your own head.
Then I will be punished, that I cannot help. There is no evil in me. Only goodness and happiness comes when I look upon him. Therefore, there is no evil in me.
Oh, leave it to a woman to tangle the ethics of a perfectly good set of statutes.
Now, how much first?
Here, I have one storm.
Oh, United States flying officer's uniform. Hello there, Mr. America. What happened to you? Hey, what kind of a setup is this? First I'm rescued by a girl, and now here's a couple of boys from the United States. That is, I suppose you're from home, although those funny-looking homespun robes show me.
Yeah, well, we just brought these for a little while. You act like you're a saint, Lieutenant.
Yeah. I think I got a leg fracture in my parachute jump. Don't suppose there's a doctor in the house.
Well, that's where you supposed to know. So let's have a look at that leg.
Well, what do you know? Not only friends from home, but a doctor.
Well, I'm not a doctor, but I can take care of a broken leg if that's all that's bothering you.
Well, if you can do that, by the way, my name's Johnny North.
Lieutenant Johnny North, huh?
No, you do the inductions, Doc. We'll have a look at his legs. Yeah, well, I'm Doc Long, A1 detective agency Hollywood. The fellow who's examining your legs, Jack Packard, my sidekick. Very happy to know you.
Right, you're all right. Yeah, look, you didn't break your ankle, that's right.
Yeah, I guess so. Couldn't be any more painful.
Oh, that's right. Can you take Doc someplace where he can get something I can use as flint? Yeah, some light wood that we can use to set his ankle. Hold it in place to his man.
Oh, yes. You got my name, Doctor.
Oh, just a minute. I didn't finish my introduction. This is Jeremiah, son of the San Felipe Atabapo. How do you do, sir? I'm very pleased to meet you.
Come on, Doc. We will get the split wood.
This is very kind of you to say my life, but there's no way I can return the customer. I cannot pay.
No, still, huh?
Well, I'm very sorry about that if I'm imposing.
Imposing? How about that, Jeremiah?
Imposing fiddlesticks. A man in need is never in a position of not the point. What I want to know is, what is wrong with the United States Army doing flying over this particular section of the state of Venezuela?
Don't answer that if you don't feel like it.
Well, I'm assigned to an American flying unit in Venezuela. This morning I got off my course, and the next thing I knew, I was over strange territory.
Strange is right.
Oh, well, the fire thing, if you can't tell what direction you're going, what's the purpose of flying around to those echoing contraptions? We have to do that.
Watch it now, this may hurt.
Well, most of the time we know where we're going.
Oh.
Hey, what are you doing with back there?
I get the bone back where I want it.
Yeah. Oh, you laying me took off the top of my head. Why don't you saw the leg off and be done with it?
Well, what's it over now?
Taking advantage of a man when he's making light conversation.
Now, it's over now. Think about something else.
Yeah, fat chance. Hey, by the way, who's that cute girl with you? What did you call her? Uganda?
That's right.
Who's the morning round of the conversation? If you please.
What do you go in, aren't you, Jeremiah?
You never mind about that. Just tell that young fellow to keep off the subject of your mother if he knows what's best for him.
It didn't mean anything.
Well, true, I got interested. I meant nothing offensive.
I've got no doubt you're telling the truth. Nevertheless, we'll let the matter stay as it is.
Is Doc and your gun have to go far for what, Jeremiah?
Yes, I wouldn't know. This being a part of the world I've never been in before. But it shouldn't be long, I would suggest.
Hey, Uganda, we're out on the edge of the lake again.
Yes, but on the opposite side of the lake. The great cabin, which starts where we dived in on the other side, runs under the floor of the lake. And now here we are on the opposite side.
Yeah. I wonder if we could get some of them big reeds out down at the water's edge.
By waiting, we can get them.
Well, then let's wait. Leave my sandals on the dry land.
Yes, that is good.
Now then. Boy, it sure is a sky full of stars and a big moon besides. See out here, almost like early daylight.
Yes, it is so beautiful.
First time I've been on a midnight swimming party since I was knee-high to a diaper. Okay, now, this ought to do it. Yeah, these are swell. One of us can place a couple of them over. Tough fiber. Here's my cut from my pressure. My hand's blocking the other side of the lake. There.
Oh, you are strong out in the hands, Doc.
You think so, huh? Now, this is all we need. This one reed's long enough to make 3 or 4 splints out of it. Well, come on, let's way back.
Doc Long.
Yeah?
This thing that you started to tell me about love.
Yeah?
Please tell me more.
Now, listen, honey, I reckon I've said too much already.
Why do you think that?
Well, the way Jeremiah lit into me, he didn't like to see it.
Oh, Jeremiah is only Jeremiah. There, that was a nice move.
Yeah, now, where'd I leave my sandals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This love at first sight that you talked about.
Honey, when you get old enough and mature enough for such things, you ain't going to have to be told. Wasn't you the one that's giving Jack and me the song and dance about nobody being able to teach anybody anything?
Oh, yes. One must learn of his own volition.
Well, that's how it is about girl and boy love. Nobody can tell you about it. You open your heart and he opens his heart, and first thing you know, you're both up to your armpits in Cupid's arrows, and here comes the bride.
You are wonderful, Doc Long.
That's it.
Yes. I do not know half what you talk about, but just the same, you are wonderful, I think.
Further adventures of Jack and Doc will come to you tomorrow at the same hour when you hear Jack say, "You mean we've got another test to go through?"
Yes, I'm afraid so.
What's this one going to be like?
Well, let's say we need to cross the lake of darkness.
of beauty around here that's sort of going to waste.
No. It all has its purpose, and that part will be made clear to you as we go along.
Hey, that's the music again. Coming out of nowhere. That's the kind we heard on the Rainbow Bridge. And looky, it's bringing the birds, or the birds are bringing the music or something.
The birds are coming to welcome us here.
And they're all white, like white doves.
Yes. And they live in those ivory towers across the meadow where the trees grow.
Well, white doves and ivory towers? You wouldn't be hoorooing me, would you?
Oh, no. Stand quietly, Doc, when they come, because many of them will ride on my shoulders. That is always the manner in which they say they're welcome. My little friend. Yes, you are beautiful, all of you. Hear them, Doc. Hear how they sing for us.
Sing for us? No, I don't hear nothing.
That's their song. Can you not hear their singing?
Are you kidding? Well, I can hear you. I can hear that harp music when it comes and goes. But honest to Pete, honey, I can't hear no birds sing. Well, what's the matter?
Oh, but that cannot be so. Please, you're a joke.
Honest to my grandma, you'll tell me if I can hear a bird sing, I'll eat.
But I do not understand. Go, my birds.
And away they scatter. Gee, it looks like a snowstorm, Mr. Dunn.
Doc, you're here beside me among these flowers.
In the flowers? Well, but I don't see them.
Here, just down beside me. There. Please listen. Down how I can feel your face. See? Everything is sweet and lovely grows in our valley. Everything.
That includes a lot of flowers. I never saw them. Look, this one isn't exactly white, yet it really isn't pink. So it means pink.
Yes, like a baby sheep. And that's what we call it, the sheep flower. And there's no flower in the valley whose fragrance is so delicate. Here, I'll pick this one, see for yourself.
No, I guess it's too delicate for this old nose. I can smell things.
Doc, if you couldn't hear my birds sing, and you can't smell my sound, maybe then the keenness of your people lies only in your tongue. Maybe then you're one who can taste the hidden sweetness of the master fruit.
The master fruit? What's that?
Come, I will show you.
Okay, to walk on grass.
Oh, yes.
But about this here master fruit.
The master fruit is the first fruit from which all other fruit in the world is descended. It is like a melon. It is like apples and peaches and pears. And yet it is different. Here, this is a ripe one. See? Comes off in your hand. Then you break it open like this. And here, take this piece and taste.
It looks like it. Like peppermint sherbet or something. But I guess that hidden sweetness you talked about is hidden just a little too deep as far as I'm concerned.
You don't taste anything?
Nothing, just like so much cotton. No, I'd have to be awful hungry to eat much of that and enjoy it. Hey, now, what's this about? What kind of a test do you got cooked up for me next?
Oh, Doc, nothing is right.
Ears bad, nose out of kilter, tongue callous. But say, Mama, my eyes are good. I can see those black thunder clouds piling up over yonder at the edge of the valley. Maybe we better look for a place to keep us dry.
There's no need for that.
But, honey, unless it's one of those mirages, that's just about as mean a pile of thunder headstock I've ever seen.
Never have rain and thunder and lightning been felt in this valley. Never have the clouds come any closer than you see them now, Doc.
Really? But what keeps them there? The wind must blow this way once in a while.
Doc, this place is called the Valley of Enchantment. Jeremiah and my mother lived here when I was born. And I will live here when my daughter in turn is born. I will live with the chosen one for a year.
And I am the chosen one.
Such has been the creed.
Uganda, let's walk down the path here, you mind?
Yeah.
I can usually work things out better when I'm walking.
It shouldn't be so hard to work things out, as you say, in the midst of such beauty as this. If
screws his head over a gal while he's snapping his fingers, but that isn't the point.
You haven't answered me.
Well, you're lovely, you Dante. I've never thought of it before. I'd have known it today.
I could give you great happiness, you. That I am sure.
Are you?
I couldn't be anything else. You're written in the stars.
Don't you see something in them stars about that young fella you met named Lieutenant Johnny North, that American flyer lost in the Great Plateau? You will, I think. You look far enough. Or maybe it's deep enough. We were talking about him yesterday in the cathedral, remember?
And I told you then that I am a child of destiny. And my destiny is linked by marriage to you from this south.
You're so young, Patricia. I've been around with lots of girls. I've even been engaged. I'm not the kind to make a kid like you happy. Honest, you want Johnny North.
No matter what we say, it all comes back to the same thing. I was born to marry the chosen one. And the chosen one is you. That is my destiny. And even as the music, the birds, the flowers all harmonize in this valley, so would our lives harmonize here too. I am convinced of that. Doc,
Yes, you're done?
look upon me, not as a prince, not as someone from a different land, but as a woman who is...
Altogether too old for her years. Puts too much faith in that business of reading the stars.
Doc, wrong. You leave it all for me to say. I do not understand you.
Hey, looky here. Look. Well, what do you know? A stream of splashing water that don't make a sound.
You hear nothing?
Not a darn thing.
I do not know why. We must cross the brook.
Well, that suits me. Come on, I'm going to carry you across.
Oh, but Doc, I am able to cross this brook
Not
myself.
when you're with a gent from the old South. You see those rocks there? I'll just step across from rock to rock. It'll be easy. Come on.
If you wish.
Up we go. There. Now tell me, did anybody ever carry you over a brook before?
No, never before.
Just hang on tight. That's all there is to it. Hang on, the rock's slipping.
Oh, yes.
Anybody ever tell you how light you are?
No, no one.
Yeah. Well, you are. Just as light as a downy feather. And there we are.
It wasn't a very wide brook, was it?
You're a funny one. So young, yet so old.
I have never had a man gone around me like this before.
Won't you be wrong? Like this.
I've been waiting for you to say that.
Well, honey, it goes. Another 30 feet, and we've got enough help.
And the first glorious rays of dawn near the headwaters of the Caroni River on the plains of San Felipe Atabapo to the southwest of the Great Lost Plateau, Venezuela, South America. And now the expedition, which took so long and expended so much effort to reach the island in the sky, has reversed itself. Doc and Jack, with Jeremiah, left the cathedral of the ancient one. Yesterday, they trekked to the beautiful iron forest, where first they met Uganda, and last night camped at the very spot where they first found Jeremiah and Saul of Tarsus. And now at 6 o'clock this morning, they are again on the banks near the headwaters of the River Caroni. And back again is the brief Spanish and Indian woman and the 6-oar war canoe of the stalwart Indians, which will take the boys back down the river to the Orinoco and the jungle town of Ciudad Bolivar.
Yeah, once we reach this Ciudad Bolivar village, we're back on the fringe of civilization.
Oh.
When are you supposed to start back?
Well, as soon as we have a cup of coffee with Jeremiah and the Indians get our equipment in the canoe.
Let's go over and talk to Jeremiah. We ain't going to see much more of him.
He begins to grow on you after a while.
Yeah, I like him a lot. The doggone it, Jeremiah, it's going to be hard leaving you behind.
And it's going to be hard staying behind, Dad. 30 days after a day, the weeks we've had together. It's going to be a dismal business going back to my cave at the foot of the Rainbow Bridge with nothing but this lantern drought son of the Beelzebub for company.
What about Uganda? You still have her.
Oh, I know.
Oh, don't you? She seems to be all over the forests and plains of San Felipe Atabapo.
Yeah, it will be different now, I'm thinking. Now that the Highlands have granted her the right to wed that flying lad, Johnny North, maybe little time in her thoughts for an ancient fellow the likes of me.
I don't believe that. Uganda's too fond of you. Besides, she's your daughter. So what the heck? You got as much to say about what she does as anybody.
That is not true, my boy. Uganda belongs to the Great Plateau. Uganda is one of them up there in the high place. I am an outlander like yourself, down here on the plains of Atabapo.
Just the same, Uganda's not going to let you down. You'll see.
Would you like to hear me confess something, lad? Huh? It was the greatest disappointment of my whole life that you did not marry the girl yourself.
Well, Jeremiah, I just couldn't. I've never been able to look myself in a looking glass if I'd have done it. Besides, where could you hope to find a nicer fellow than Johnny North?
No, you're fit, lad, I grant you, but it was not of that I was thinking.
Huh? Well, how you mean?
It was in my heart that you would spend a year required with Uganda in the Garden of Enchantment, as I did before you with her mother. And then I was hoping that perhaps you would come down here and join me on the plains of San Felipe.
And become a hermit, the same as you are?
Oh, well, now, my lad, what's the out of the way with that? There's a pleasant life, there's a free life, and you would not necessarily have to tie yourself up to a jackass as I have done to company.
I couldn't ever do it, Jeremiah. I'm a city boy at heart. I was Texas born, but I got Hollywood in my blood, and, well, I had just naturally willed on the vine, being down here forever. Besides, I need him in my business.
Yes, you're a good pair, and you work well together. It would be a crime and a shame to separate you.
Well, let's get the Indians are beginning to break up camp.
Well, that's right. They'll be ready to start in no time, now.
You know something? There's only one thing I was hoping.
What would that be, lad?
Oh, I was hoping that maybe...
Oh, please be. It's Uganda.
Hey, Jack, that's wonderful. I was just going to say I was hoping that we'd get to see Uganda again, and there she pops up out on the prairie. Hiya, honey.
Oh, Doc, Ronald, yes, Doctor. I was so much afraid you would be gone before I arrived.
I thought we left you back up on the plateau.
Yeah, in the arms of that there handsome Florida boy.
Oh, but you did not think I would let my dear friends go until I had said goodbye? Jeremiah, you are not happy with me?
Well, you see here, Uganda. Will you be making up your mind who it is you're in love with? That Johnny North or my friend Doc Long here?
Oh, no, Jeremiah. That is all taken care of in a high place. It is Johnny North with whom I will marry.
Well, there's one thing you haven't thought about.
So what is this thing I have not thought about, Jack Parker?
Lieutenant Johnny North happens to be a flyer in the United States Air Force. I doubt very much whether he's going to be allowed a year's honeymoon.
Oh, but yes. The ones in a high place will make that all right.
You mean your top boys have got influence in Washington?
Well, here now, young woman.
But Jeremiah...
Take this bit of sausage and shove it in your mouth, and then perhaps you will talk some more.
Oh, but Jeremiah, you make such a fuss.
And here's your coffee. And don't let it burn that pretty little tongue of yours.
I will say this, though, in spite of Jeremiah. The influence which the Great Ones had is felt everywhere upon the face of the earth. The emissaries of the higher intelligence are in every capital of the world. And they are so wise and so discreet that they hold many important positions close to the rulers in every nation of the earth.
Your Governor. We pay no attention to the child. She's as full of squirrel grass as sawdust, ashes, and toast.
You do not need to try to cover up for me, Jeremiah. I have special permission granted me to reveal certain matters to Jack Packard and Doc Long.
Special permission?
That is true. Because they were brought here erroneously, because they have proved themselves men of honor and discretion, it has been granted that I should tell them some of the things which they must wish to know.
Well, could you answer me this? Were we anywhere close to the really great ones, the real higher intelligence, any time on our trip?
What? You were not.
Oh, no. Not even the Great Mother, who is my mother, knows quite where they are. Perhaps somewhere in the Cathedral of the Ancient Ones. Perhaps somewhere on an isolated portion of the Great Plateau. That is something which is hidden from everyone until he becomes a soul near to perfection and truth.
Let's see. Hey, here comes that breed woman from the Indians.
Oh, then I must go.
No, go where?
Quick, send over that I may kiss you.
Not me. The last time we kissed, I done near got plowed under with a bolt of lightning.
Oh, but that was a wrong kiss, Doc. This time it is for the honest warmth of friendship.
Well, okay then.
There is much of greatness in you, Doc Long. May you one day find expression for the good which is in you. Jack Packard?
Yes?
Bend your forehead to me. Your kiss is because there is love between you and your friend, Doc Long. Perhaps it is through you that he will be guided to use the best that is within him. And now I must go. I will not see you again. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Will you look at her? Talk about your antelope.
I noticed she didn't say goodbye to you, Jeremiah.
She'll be waiting for Saul of Tarsus and me back in the woods, I have no doubt.
Well, why didn't she want to be near this Spanish Indian woman?
These people are superstitious. It is better they see as little as possible of things which they cannot understand.
Here she comes. Man, ain't she an ugly bundle of old skin and bones. Uh-oh, what's she stopping for?
Apparently wants us to follow her down to the boat.
Yes, lad. I think this must be the parting of the ways.
Well, come on. You're going to walk down to the canoe with us, ain't you?
Oh, that I will, lad.
Well, Doc, you say that woman's a bag of bones, but if she didn't have her hair straggling down all about her face and she had on something besides an old mud or other, you'd think different. Look at her walking along ahead of us. That's about your physique.
I'd still prefer Betty Grable.
Well, now, this isn't a bad little craft. What time do you aim to start?
Now. We go now.
She wants us to get in.
See, to get in.
Well, Jeremiah, it's been a pleasure.
That it has, Jack. That it has. And great happiness to you. And you, Doc, you lanky, red-headed Texan. God love you.
Doggone Jeremiah. I don't know when I hated to part with anybody so much.
Oh, get along with you now before you have me howling like a banshee.
Now, to get in.
Wouldn't you rather have us wait until you push the canoe into the water?
No, you get in.
Well, okay. They want to push the canoe off the beach with us in it. Why not? Some more of this sitting cross-legged in the bottom of the canoe. There.
Oh, it's enough now. Oh.
Once more ought to do it. There we are. Doggone, look at everybody scrambling at once. Now, there we are. Last man in.
May the good Lord
when you hear Jack and Dot meet Sir Richard Coyle and the beginnings of a mysterious journey to a house in the middle of the jungle where murder, mayhem, and madmen run loose. Don't miss the next style of a mystery adventure called The Deadly Sin of Sir Richard Coyle. I Love a Mystery, written and produced by Carlton E. Morse, comes to you Monday through Friday, featuring Russell Thorson as Jack Packard and Jim Bowles as Doc Long, with Robert Dryden as the Hermit, Sarah Fussell as Uganda, Inga Adams as the Woman, and directed by Mel Bailey. This is Frank McCarthy speaking. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Perform the task which is required of them. They have been brought to the great cathedral of the ancient ones. Here they saw the annual ceremony in which the Great Mother unveiled her face in the presence of her worshippers. The Great Mother, the symbol of procreation and fertility and continuity of life, was a majestic woman upon the throne. And then her daughter stood forth and dropped her veil. It was Uganda. When the ceremony was finished, Jack and Doc were separated. Jack under the care of the cathedral priest, while Jeremiah led Doc to a room that could have been the library of some medieval monk, or perhaps of someone so ancient as to be beyond the ken of modern man. Seated on the floor before a brazier of glowing coals was a figure in monk's robes.
Sit down. Well, come now. Sit down. I want to sit on that cold front bench. See what that tell you, Doc. Okay. Hold your tongue now. Praise your presence. I have brought them this far, as I was told to do. You have accomplished what is required of you, Jeremiah. Praise me. This is our church. Once in the city of security which you call Hollywood, once in the monastery of San Felipe, which is on the border of Atabapo, and now once more in the cathedral which is called Hermit. Oh, could I ask one question? If you deem it wise.
Well, I want to know, with all the jewels and gold and riches you got around you, can't you afford a chair to sit on and something besides a charcoal bit of coat to keep you warm?
You was right, Jeremiah. It is a sad commentary on the mind of modern man that after all the magnificent experiences you have had in coming to high places, all your intelligence is concerned with physical comfort.
Well, sitting on the floor in front of a little pot of hot coals and making me can't sit on the floor, are you going to stand? Okay, I asked a question. I'll keep sitting.
You meant to witness the portion of the ceremony which has to do with the reason for your being returned to this high place. Undoubtedly, Jeremiah has told you that which was given him to tell. I have. It is best that I elaborate upon that information. The Great Mother whom you saw unveil herself before the multitude tonight is the only woman permitted in the cathedral of the ancient one. That is she and her successor who is her daughter.
As we know, is Uganda.
The only reason even one woman is allowed within these sacred portals is that it is required in the book of life that there shall always be woman. There has been always, therefore, woman in the harem, which is the women's quarters of the cathedral. It's confined to those quarters except once a year on the occasion of the ceremony of the unveiling.
But what about Uganda?
Uganda is, as I have said, heir apparent to the golden throne of the Great Mother, and is the daughter of her who goes before them.
Well, Jeremiah said that once every generation the Great Mother gives birth to a daughter.
That's true. One child is born to each generation, and that child is always a girl. Each daughter in turn inherits the throne from her mother.
So Uganda is going to be that Great Mother. That's true. But who's the father to the child?
No, Doc.
Or is that something of higher intelligence and prefer not?
Oh, there is a marriage ceremony if that is the direction in which your mind is working.
But when you get right down to it, this here great and holy order of the higher intelligence is nothing but a bunch of folks up here with a religion built around Roman worship.
That's the danger of a little knowledge in the hands of the mind. The symbol of the Great Mother is only one small facet in the gleaming jewel of intelligence held in the hands of those in the high place.
Well, what do you worship up here?
We may be said to worship, well, it is in truth contradiction. In a true sense,
we do not worship, we pursue. It is our desire to so perfect our minds as to so subdue our physical selves. We are capable of receiving and retaining truth and perfection within ourselves. Well, do I understand you then to say that the Great Mother is not very important in the scheme of things? The Great Mother symbol has been perpetuated in the living man. But it is also true that those in the high place are occupied with numerous matters of research and greater. But what's all this got to do with me? So you got a harem in this place, and another woman keeps being born every generation to sit on the throne. Okay, so what? Did you bring this thing down here from Hollywood just to tell us this great secret? Where is your reverence, man? Well, all this stuff just makes me sick. Don't it, right? Well, now, what is that? I feel just like I used to feel back in Texas when my mom used to drag us to camping. Somebody get up front and start yelling fire and brimstone at us, and all it ever done is just make me tired all over. That is because you are the devil souls so dumb in the scheme of things that you have only a glimmering of understanding. When you have lived many more lives for growing comprehension and intellectual. Okay, you say so. Very well. Not long you will come with me. The rest of the way is forbidden to your friend Jack Hampton. You mean you're taking me someplace to Jack won't go? The rest of the way is forbidden. Well, let's do it then. Stop. You must have seen such a thing. Well, I do, sir. Me and Jack come into this thing together, and we're going to finish it together. Oh, no, but you have a misconception of what lies before you. You will not be separated from your friends for long. And each of you awaits you a portion of the people that is open to only those who have been to an interview with her. Now, and not from me. Go along with me, guys. Go along. You can't take place and stay. You're sure Jack's going to be okay, gentlemen? You may put your trust safely in this one. I promise you. Okay. Then come with me. I'll see you pretty soon, Jeremiah. Be careful, my son. Man, it's always great hands. Oh, it is. Isn't that here, what is that?
You were allowed to see the unveiling last night? You were there?
And, honey, there won't ever be anybody as beautiful as you were.
No. No, I understand. No, I know what Jeremiah meant when he said, you are the chosen one.
Cathedral of the Ancient Ones, high up the great North Plateau, somewhere in Venezuela, South America. Doc and Jack have been separated in the great cathedral. Jack and the hermit Jeremiah have been left behind in a bare, austere room, lighted with pictures. Doc is taken forward, guided by the same monk who first came to them in Hollywood, and required them to make their second trip to the plateau. Their passage way through the winding labyrinth of the ancient structure has led them to the confines of the harem, or women's quarters, which is sacred to the Great Mother. So the Great Mother is the symbol of womanhood and of fertility and of continuity of life. But still, Doc does not know why he's been brought all the way from Hollywood to the islands of the sky in Venezuela to face this majestic woman, this symbol, the Great Mother. In the outer rooms of the harem quarters, the monk and Doc found Uganda with their birds before. The windows were open and the small, brilliant little figures poured in and out as though it were their native wood. Uganda, where's the fellow on the kilometer go?
Yes, John.
I've been left all alone? You man, and you see his hair before you?
Oh, Doc, are you so afraid of that?
No, I reckon I'm very scared. You're in kind of a hot flutter for me, so.
Oh, Doc, no, I do not know how you could have chosen wisely. There is honesty in your heart, and truth in your eyes and on your lips. And there is gentleness in your nature. I do not know how you could have chosen more wisely.
Hey, young dog.
Yes?
That funny look you've been giving me. Uganda, what is this business thing?
You will know soon. Well, that was the signal.
Huh? Signal for what?
That you had to make our place in the inner quarters.
Inner quarters, huh?
Yes, in the progress of the great.
Well, lead on, honey. Let's get this thing over with.
Yes, you have army.
I know the start of your little feathered twins hushed up like they were struck down when that gong rang.
Well, you're not speaking to me, you're speaking to.
Lay it down, huh? Well, open it up. Let's go. It's getting hot that we've heard on the road, don't we?
Come. Wait. We must not approach the great mother. There the wise one seated at her feet, and her intimate.
Uganda, my child, being the one who is good here.
It is done, great mother. Come.
That is well. Please to sit on the rock which has been set for you that long. You will sit beside me, Uganda.
Great mother.
This is the one with this prayer, the little faith to run your boy. I have asked the wise one to say over you the litany of hope and faith and courage. Not long, you have been called upon for a duty to serve to but one man in every generation. You have been chosen above all other men because you have met all the tests which were required of you. It is enough that of all those who have been tested with you in this last year, you alone have come through without blemish. I can see by your eyes that you wish to say something.
Well, how can you put me above that?
Jack Packard is the one who came up here with us. You'll make your only umbrella.
Yes, I know. In strength and character and virtue, this one may be your equal, but he cannot fulfill all the requirements. Jack Packard has attachments of which he cannot or will not rid himself.
That's not happening.
That is true. Somewhere hidden in his heart is a woman to whom he is married.
Hey, I've been with Jack for going on 10 years now.
Thinking of what? Long before you made his acquaintance.
I wonder if that's why he gave up his medical career and become a kind of soldier of fortune. You know, me and Jack was both just kind of drifting soldiers of fortune when we met up over in China.
Believe me, Dr. John, every phase of your life history is known to us.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
It has been told to you that I am the great mother, that each generation there is a girl child born to the great mother, and it is she who inherits the throne and becomes the symbol of womanhood.
Oh, yeah.
Woman is of this flesh. Huh? It has always been so. The monastery from the beginning of time has excluded woman. No one who expects to attain a place among the higher intelligence must ever know a woman.
Hey, that's ridiculous.
In your mind, perhaps, but you are not close to truth or perfection.
So if truth rules out women, then I hope I never find truth.
Doctor, I'm not a question.
Well, I don't care if it is. And as for perfection, there ain't nothing more perfect than a beautiful woman.
Are you going to know my people? We wander from the place which I must make clear to you. Nowhere in this portion of the great central plateau is there anyone who is suitable to be the husband of the great mother and the father to her successor. I can see by your face that you still do not comprehend. Do you not understand that for this reason we must once every generation bring some man of character who is able to meet all tests here to the high place to be the father of a girl child?
Hey, you brought me all the way from Hollywood to... You mean Uganda? Hey, what kind of set of things is anyhow? Well, Uganda's only a little...
You're frightened, Doctor.
Well, Uganda, you've known about this all the time, and you didn't say that?
No, I did not know. Not until you spoke in the outer chambers of the harem a few minutes ago. When you said you had seen that boy last night, then I knew.
But do you like the idea that you want me for a husband? A princess like you?
You are a man who has been chosen and tested by those in the high place.
Well, I don't give a hoot in the hot place about that. I asked you, am I the kind of a guy you always pictured in your mind for a husband?
I have not thought.
And besides, even if I was in the married mood, I'll be doggone if I settle down up here in this uninhabited place and spend the rest of my life. And besides, that altitude ain't good for my breathing apparatus.
You have a misconception. You would not be permitted to remain here in the high place if it was your wish to do so.
But if I was to marry you,
it is a marriage of 1 year duration. At the end of 1 year, you will be dismissed from the place of the higher intelligence.
You mean you'd marry your own daughter to a man for just a year? And just when they're beginning to get acquainted, you'd separate?
It is the law. She who is to be the great mother is dedicated to the throne to which she is heir. She must not devote either her mind or her body to one man.
Once she has conceived and brought into the world this little child who eventually will be her successor, she has completed that part of her duty.
Well, that's the doggonest, most inhuman thing I ever heard of. Look, great mother, or whatever I should call you, all this writing and stars and stuff, it don't mean nothing when a couple of kids is crazy about one another. If you gotta have a romance around here, well, why do you send that young flyer away?
You are speaking of Lieutenant John North?
That's the boy. Well, him and his Johnny took one look at each other, and it was up on cloud six.
The wise one says it cannot be, that the stars have been read.
Well, somebody should have done a punk job of reading. They better go do it again.
Doctor, if it ain't what is required of us,
I've done a lot of things in my life, Uganda, but being a sugar papa of a 17-year-old little innocent kid like you, well, it ain't one of them.
it's stubborn soul, I see.
No, I am sending you back to speak with Jeremiah, who is the hermit of San Felipe Atabapo.
Well, it ain't gonna do no good, and if Jeremiah's the man I think he is, you agree with me.
No, he will not.
You seem awful cute.
I am certain, because Jeremiah was the chosen one in the generation before you.
Jeremiah is my father?
That is true. I am your mother. Jeremiah was your father.
We'll come to you tomorrow at the same hour when you hear Doc say, Uganda, will you taking me?
To the valley of Wisconsin.
In the afternoon, high on the mysterious Long Plateau, somewhere in Venezuela, South America, Doc and Jack have been separated in the great cathedral. Doc has been taken to an inner council chamber in a harem, where he has met the Great Mother. It has been explained that he was brought to the Lost Plateau in order to be tested for consideration as the chosen husband of Uganda. But Doc objects to the whole idea, even after he's told that the marriage will be terminated at the end of the year. Finally, he's sent back to talk to Jeremiah the hermit, who was the chosen one before him and who is Uganda's father. And when Jeremiah's arguments also failed, Doc and Uganda were guided to a secluded corner of the Great Plateau, and then left alone in the most beautiful valley which Doc's world-traveled eyes ever had seen.
Man, talk about this fairyland. Trees like I ain't never seen before. And look at Jim Mathis. Who lives here anyhow?
No one at this particular time. No one but the gardeners in whose care has been entrusted.
Well, I can say one thing. Looks to me like there's a lot of beauty around here that's sort of going to waste.
No. It all has its purpose, and that part will be made clear to you as we go along.
Hey, that's the music again. Coming out of nowhere, the kind we heard on the Rainbow Bridge. And look, it's bringing the birds, or the birds are bringing the music or something.
The birds are coming to welcome us here.
And they're all white, like white Sarah.
Yes. And they live in those ivory towers across the meadow with the trees beyond.
Yeah? White girls and ivory towers? You wouldn't be hoodooing me, would you?
Oh, no. Stand quietly, Doc, when they come, because many of them will lie on my shoulders. That is always the manner in which they say they're welcome. My little friend. Yes, you are beautiful, all of you. Hear them, Doc? Hear how they sing for us.
Sing birds? No, I don't hear nothing.
Not sing songs. Can you not hear their singing?
Are you kidding? Well, I can hear you. I can hear that harp music when it comes and goes. But honest to Pete, honey, I can't hear no birds sing. Well, what's the matter?
I just thought you might be sad. Please, you are just...
Honest to my grandma, Uganda, if I can hear a bird sing, I'll eat.
But I do not understand. Go, my baby.
And away they scatter. Hey, it looks like a snowstorm, she said.
Doc, we are here beside you among these flowers.
In the flowers? Well, but I don't see them.
Here, that's down beside you. There. Please listen. Now how I can feel yourself. See? Everything is sweet and lovely grows in our garden. Everything.
That is so
flower. And there's no flower in the valley as fragrant as so delicate. Here, I'll pick this one. See for yourself.
Oh, I guess it's too delicate for this old nose. I can smell things.
Now, if you couldn't hear my birds sing, and you can't smell my sound, maybe then the keenness of your senses lies only in your tongue. Maybe when you're one, you can taste the hidden sweetness of the master fruit.
The master fruit? What's that?
I will show you.
Okay to walk on the grass.
Oh, yes.
But about this here master fruit.
The master fruit is the first fruit from which all other fruit in the world is descended. It's like a melon. It is like apples and peaches and pears. And yet it is different. Yes, this is the right one. See? Comes off in your hand. Then you break it open like this. And here, take this piece and taste.
It looks like peppermint sherbet or something. But I guess that hidden sweetness you talked about is hidden just a little too deep as far as I'm concerned.
You don't taste any?
Nothing, just like so much cotton. No, I'd have to be awful hungry to eat much of that and enjoy it. Hey, now, what's this about? What kind of a test have you got cooked up for me next?
Oh, Doc, nothing is right.
Ears bad, nose out of kilter, tongue callous. The thing, my eyes are good. I can see those black thunder clouds piling up over yonder at the edge of the valley. Maybe we better look for a place to keep us dry.
Oh, no need for that.
But, honey, unless it's one of those mirages, that's just about as mean a pile of thunder heads I've ever seen.
Never have rain and thunder and lightning been felt in this valley. Never have the clouds come any closer than you see them now, Doc.
Really? But what keeps them there? The wind must blow this way once in a while.
Doc, this place is called the Valley of Enchantment. Jeremiah and my mother lived here when I was born. And I will live here when my daughter in turn is born. I will live with the chosen one for a year.
And I am the chosen one.
That should be the creed.
Uganda, let's walk down the path here, you mind?
Yeah.
I can usually work things out better when I'm walking.
It shouldn't be so hard to work things out, as you say, in the midst of such beauty as this. If you find use desirable.
Well, I can understand that. Still, Doc, the fella could lose his head over a gal while he's napping fingers, but that isn't the point.
You haven't answered me.
Well, you're loving your son. I'd never thought of it before. I'd have known it today.
I could give you great happiness, see? That I am sure.
Are you?
It couldn't be anything else. You've written in the stars.
Don't you see something in them stars about that young fella you met named Lieutenant Johnny North? That American flyer lost in the Great Plateau? You will, I think. You look far enough. Or maybe it's deep enough. We were talking about him yesterday in the cathedral, remember?
And I told you then that I am a child of destiny. And my destiny is my marriage to you from this valley.
You're so young, Johnny. I've been around with lots of girls. I've even been engaged. I'm not the kind to make a kid like you happy. Honest, you want Johnny North.
No matter what you say, it all comes back to the same thing. I was born to marry the chosen one. And the chosen one is you. That is my destiny. Anywhere in the youngest of birds, the flowers all harmonize in this valley. So with ours lies harmonized here too. I am convinced of that. Doc,
Yes, Savannah?
look upon me, not as a prince, not as someone from a different line, but as a woman who is
Altogether too old for the years. Put too much faith in that business of reading the stars.
not wrong. You leave it all for me to say. I do not understand you.
Hey, looky here. Look. Well, what do you know? A stream of splashing water that don't make a sound.
You hear nothing?
Not a darn thing.
I do not know where. We must cross the brook.
Well, that just me. Come on, I'm going to carry you across.
Oh, but Doc, I'm able to cross this brook
Not
myself.
when you're with a gent from the old South. You see those rocks there? I'll just step across from rock to rock. It'll be easy. Come on.
If you wish.
Up we go. Now tell me, did any Anybody ever carry you over a brook before?
No, never before.
Just hang on tight. That's all there is to it. Hang on, or I'll slip it.
Oh, yes.
Anybody ever tell you how light you are?
No, no one.
Well, you are. Just as light as a downy feather. There we are.
It wasn't a very wide brook, was it?
You're a funny one. The young gets the folk.
I've never had a man gone around like this before.
You like it?
Yours? Yes.
You're kind of sweet, don't you? If you think you'd be wrong, like this.
I've been waiting for you to say that.
Well, honey, you tell us.
San Felipe Atabapo to the southwest of the great Lost Plateau, Venezuela, South America. And now the expedition which took so long and expended so much effort to reach the island in the sky has reversed itself. Doc and Jack with Jeremiah left the cathedral of the ancient one. Yesterday they trekked through the beautiful iron forest where first they met Uganda. And last night camped at the very spot where they first found Jeremiah and Saul of Tarsus. And now at 6 o'clock this morning, they are again on the banks near the headwaters of the River Coloni. And back again is the brief Spanish and Indian woman and the 6-oar war canoe of the stalwart Indians, which will take the boys back down the river to the Orinoco and the jungle town of Ciudad Bolivar.
Yeah, once we reach this Ciudad Bolivar village, we're back on a French civilization. When are you supposed to start that?
Well, as soon as we have a cup of coffee with Jeremiah and the Indians get our equipment in the canoe.
Let's go over and talk to Jeremiah.
Well, you don't see much more of him. He's going to grow on you after a while.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Doggone Jeremiah, it's going to be hard leaving you behind.
It's going to be hard staying behind, Dad. 30 days after a day, the weeks we've had together. It's going to be a dismal business going back to my cave at the foot of the Rainbow Bridge with nothing but this lantern broad son of the earth about Pocahontas.
What about Uganda? You still have her.
Well, I know.
Well, won't you? You can see all over the forests and plains of San Felipe Atabapo.
Yeah, it will be different now, I'm thinking. Now that the high ones have granted her the right to wave that flying rod, Johnny North, there's a little time in her thoughts for a nation fellow the likes of me.
I don't believe that. Uganda's too fond of you. Besides, she's your daughter. So what the heck? You got as much to say about what she does as anybody.
That is not true, my boy. Uganda belongs to the Great Plateau. Uganda is one of them up there in the high place. I am an outlander like yourself, down here on the plains of Atabapo.
Just the thing, Uganda's not going to let you down. You'll see.
Would you like to hear me confess something, Dad?
Huh?
It was the greatest disappointment of my whole life that you did not marry the girl yourself.
Well, Jeremiah, I just couldn't. I've never been able to look myself in a looking glass about it, Don. Besides, where could you hope to find a nicer fellow than Johnny North?
No, big lad, I grant you, but it was not of that I was thinking.
Huh? Oh, how do you mean?
It was in my heart that you would spend a year quiet with Uganda in the Garden of Enchantment, as I did before you with her mother. And then I was hoping that perhaps you would come down here and join me on the plains of San Felipe.
And become a hermit? The same as you are?
Oh, well, now, my lad, what's so out of the way with that? There's a pleasant life, there's a free life, and you would not necessarily have to tie yourself up to a jackass as I have done to company your life.
I couldn't ever do it, Jeremiah. I'm a city boy at heart. I was Texas born, but I got Hollywood in my blood, and, well, I had just naturally willed on the vine, being down here forever. Besides, I need him in my business.
Oh, yes, you're a good man. You work well together. It'd be a crime and a shame to separate you.
Well, I did Indians beginning to break up camp.
Yeah, that's right. They'll be ready to start in no time, huh?
You know something? There's only one thing I was hoping.
What would that be, lad?
Oh, I was hoping that maybe...
Oh, please be. Did you wonder?
Hey, Jack, that's wonderful. I was just going to say I was hoping we'd get to see Uganda again, and there she pops up out on the prairie. Hiya, honey.
Oh, Daddy, I was so much afraid you would be gone before I had arrived.
I thought we left you back up on the plateau. Yeah, in the arms of that there handsome Florida boy.
Oh, did you not think I would let my dear friends go until I had said goodbye? Jeremiah, you are not happy with me?
How you see here, Uganda? Will you be making up your mind who it is you're in love with? That's Johnny North or my friend Doc Long here?
Oh, no, Jeremiah. That is all taken care of in a high place. It is Johnny North with whom I will marry.
Well, there's one thing you haven't thought about.
So what is this thing I've not thought about, Jack Crockett?
Lieutenant Johnny North happens to be a flyer in the United States Air Force. I doubt very much whether he's going to be allowed a year's honeymoon.
Oh, but yes. The ones in a high place will make that all right.
You mean your top boys have got influence in Washington?
No, here now, young woman.
But Jeremiah...
Take this bit of sausage and shove it in your mouth, and then perhaps you will talk some more.
Oh, but Jeremiah, you make such a fuss.
And here's your coffee. And don't say it on that pretty little tongue of yours.
I will say this, though, in spite of Jeremiah. The influence which the great ones have is felt everywhere upon the face of the earth. The emissaries of the higher intelligence are in every capital of the world. And they are so wise and so discreet that they hold many important positions close to the rulers in every nation of the earth.
Pay no attention to the trials. These are full of square grasses, full of darkens and both.
You do not need to try to cover up for me, Jeremiah. I expect permission granted me to reveal certain matters to Jack Crockett and Doc Long.
Special permission.
That is true. Because they were brought here erroneously, because they have proved themselves men of honor and discretion, it has been granted that I should tell them some of the things that they must wish to know.
When could you answer me this? Were we anywhere close to the really great ones, the real higher intelligence, any time in our trip?
That you were not.
Oh, no. Not even the great mother, who is my mother, knows quite where they are. Perhaps somewhere in the cathedral of the ancient ones. Perhaps somewhere on an isolated portion of the great plateau. That is something which is hidden from everyone until he becomes a soul near to perfection and truth.
Okay. Hey, here comes that breed woman from the Indians.
Oh, then I must go.
Oh, go where?
Quick, send over that I may kiss you.
Not me. The last time we kissed, I done near got plowed under with a bolt of lightning.
Oh, but that was a wrong kiss, Doc. This time it is for the honest warmth of friendship.
Well, okay then.
There is much of greatness in you, Doc Long. May you one day find expression for the good which is in you. Jack Crockett?
Yes?
Bend your forehead to me. Your kiss is because there is love between you and your friend, Doc Long. Perhaps it is through you that he will be guided to use the best that is within him. And now I must go. I will not see you again. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Will you look at her? Talk about your antelope. I know that she didn't say goodbye to you, Jeremiah.
She bewildered for sort of darkness and me back in the woods, I have no doubt.
Well, why didn't she want to be near the Spanish Indian moment?
These people are superstitious. It's better they see as little as possible of things which they cannot understand.
Here she comes. Man, ain't she an ugly bundle of old skin and bones. Uh-oh, she's stopping for us.
They want us to follow her down to the boat.
Yes, lad. I think this must be the parting of the waves.
Well, come on. You're going to walk out to the canoe with us, ain't you?
Oh, that I will, lad.
You say that woman's a bag of bones, but if she didn't have her hair straggling down all about her face, and she had on something besides an old mother hubbard, you'd think different. Look at her walking along ahead of us. That's about your physique.
I still prefer steady gravy.
Well, now, this is a bad little craft. What time do you aim to start?
Now. We go now.
She wants us to get in.
Please, get in.
Well, Jeremiah, it's been a pleasure.
That's nice, Doc. Very nice. And great happiness to you. And you, Doc, you lanky, red-headed person. Very lovely.
God, Jeremiah. I don't know when I hated to part with anybody so much.
Oh, get along with you now before you have me howling like a bad tree. Now, get in.
Wouldn't you rather have us wait till you push the canoe into the water?
No, you get in.
Well, okay. They want to push the canoe off the beach with us in it. Why not? More of this sitting cross-legged in the bottom of the canoe. There. Oh, it's an outlaw. Oh.
One more ought to do it. There we are.
Look at everybody trying to scramble any one. Well, there we are. Last man in. Civilization and home.
Jack and Doc will come to you Monday at the same hour when you hear Jack and Doc meet Sir Richard Coyle and the beginnings of a mysterious journey to a house in the middle of the jungle where murder, mayhem, and madmen run loose. Don't miss the next style of a mystery adventure called The Deadly Sin of Sir Richard Coyle. I Love a Mystery, written and produced by Carlton E. Morse, comes to you Monday through Friday, featuring Russell Thornton as Jack Taggart and Jim Bowles as Doc Long, with Robert Dryden as the hermit, Sarah Fussell as Uganda, Inga Adams as the woman, and directed by Mel Daly. This is Frank McCarthy speaking. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.